And welcome back to Street Beat. The Children's Center offers solutions to the challenges faced by over 100,000 children in the greater Detroit area. Here to tell us more is Dina Fisher. She's Director of Child Welfare for the Children's Center, and Devin Goff, who is a foster parent. Welcome, both of you. Good to have you here on Street Beat.
Thank you so very much.
Tell me a little bit about the Children's Center. It's been around for a long, long time.
This is our 85th year anniversary.
Wow.
We started back when James Cousins was responsible for actually founding the Children's Center.
That's why that street is named.
Freeway, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we've been around a long time providing a variety of services to the children of the Metro Detroit area.
What kind of services?
Well, we do everything from infant mental health services, home-based services, clinical outpatient. We have a medical clinic, we have a dental clinic, we have a pharmacy. We have, then of course, foster care adoption. We have a crisis center. So whatever the children need, we're there.
I'm glad to hear you say mental services. We tend to just brush that aside because we don't know or can't get things working in that direction. I'm glad that you do have some services there. It's such a need, such a great need.
Yes, and today is actually Mental Health Awareness Day as well as National Foster Care Awareness. So we're also working as an agency on reducing the stigma for children receiving mental health services.
Okay. Now, do you arrange the child with the foster parent? That's one of, and so you find people like Devin who are willing to take people, special people like Devin. Devin, it's not an easy thing, but it's such a necessary and needed thing. How did you decide to be a foster parent?
My wife.
I made the decision.
You know, I got to be honest and say it wasn't something that I initially wanted to do. Actually, it wasn't until I was having a conversation with another foster family at my church, and they mentioned the Children's Center's name, that I actually became at ease and comfortable with going through the process. I had, through my job, we are a corporate partner with the Children's Center at Metro PCS, and it never even dawned to me the months that my wife and I had been having the conversations about entertaining foster care and even into the road of adoption, to reach out to the Children's Center. But, you know, God would have our paths to kind of align, and she mentioned the Children's Center. I said, I know them. So it became very, very easy for me to begin to walk through that process. And I mean, they made it, you know, 10 times easier for me to continue on through that process.
How old is the child you have?
She's 3 years old now.
3 years old?
Yeah.
And what kind of challenges? Do you have other children?
I do not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I want about 4 more, so.
You're gonna have a big family.
I do.
What kind of challenges do you face? And do you think there's anything different with having a 3-year-old foster child as opposed to having a 3-year-old your child?
Sure, and that's a very good question. You know, I think that was the challenge that I faced internally in the very beginning, because I felt like I was going to gyp the child if I brought a child into my home for foster care because of the desire for me to have my own. But I couldn't have been more wrong. The love that Kaylin has toward me and that I have toward her, I mean, you would not think that there is any type of, you know, DNA gap whatsoever.
That's wonderful. Yeah. That's wonderful. This is a great need.
Definitely.
All the way around. Do you have enough foster, because you just talked about this, but do you have enough foster perspective?
We never have enough foster parents because foster parents, like all of us, retire or go on to do other things, or they do it for a period of time, and they adopt the children, and then their homes are full. Sure. And so then we always need new foster parents. There's never enough. Children are constantly coming into the system. And again, the teenagers, the large sibling groups, those are difficult ones to find foster parents that have a passion to work with those type of family structures.
That's quite a job. That's quite a job. But you go further. You are also an adoption agency, right?
Right. So in those events when we can't reunite the children to home, which of course we always do, if we can't do it, then we would reach out for an adoptive family to take care of those children on a permanent basis.
Do people tend to adopt these days?
Yes. What we find most often is that the foster parents that we place the children end up adopting them if they can't go with a family member. And we work very hard to try and find family members to keep the children, to keep the child in the family structure, but we lose a lot of our foster parents to adoption.
Yeah. it's easier for the younger kids, you say, and single kids as opposed to sibling groups, or no?
It's easier to find the people whose passion it is to work with little kids than it is to find people who are interested in teenagers. Because this really isn't a job, it's really a passion, it's a mission. It's nothing that you can do as a hobby or something that you do besides the rest of your life. It's got to be part of your life.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. Dina, thank you, and Devin, thank you for your
Thank you.
willingness to. I mean, I just it takes a special person.
It does.
I think that's really wonderful. Thank you both for talking with me about it.
Thank you.
And if you'd like more information, you can visit thechildrencenter.com. Coming up, bringing children and families together. More when Street Beat continues after these messages.